What's up YouTube, welcome back. This is Motor Critic, and today I'll be test riding the R15 V4. This bike belongs to a friend of mine who was kind enough to give it to me for a ride. First impressions of the bike: brakes are next level. The front brake is sharp, it has a proper bite, and the quick shifter is butter smooth. It's got only a unidirectional quick shifter. Suspension is hard. It's meant to be hard because it's a proper sport bike. Coming to the position and the ergonomics of the bike, it's a very committed posture. I'm not very used to it. I'm not used to leaning on the bike and maintaining that sort of posture. Listen to that exhaust, 13,000 RPM. My god. So it's a very committed posture. It is more committed than the RC200 and the CBR250. I'm comparing it to the CBR250 because I felt CBR250 is one of the most comfortable bikes in that segment, that is the sports touring segment, and the RC200 is a little more lenient compared to this. The clip-ons on the RC200 are a little raised up, so you have a much more comfortable position. The vibrations tend to creep in at around 6,000 RPM to 7,000 RPM, and after 7,000 RPM the VVA kicks in, the variable valve actuation, and that is when the power kicks in. Like right now, nothing, VVA. See that? And that is what this bike excels in. So the quick shifter works better in higher RPM. Somewhere after 6,000 RPM is the sweet spot. In general, quick shifters work in higher RPMs, and you don't have to take your hand off the throttle. So I'm giving full throttle, see that? But it's unidirectional, so you still have to rev match when you're downshifting. The horn sounds nice, and it's a well balanced bike. Like right now I'm supporting with my legs, and I really don't have to put any pressure on my hands or on my palms or my wrists. The bike, the only place where I do not like this bike is on long tours. Yes, I've seen people go on long tours. It's quite uncomfortable. I've ridden this bike for around 100 kilometers on a highway, but I wasn't really comfortable, and I went home and crashed, like literally on my bed, not crash. And compared to the RC200 and the Duke 200, this bike has a really good low end torque. Yeah, because I've stalled on the RC200 twice or thrice just because there's zero low end torque. The ABS is not really intrusive, and that's what I like. It only kicks in when you pull the lever very, very hard. Right now the ABS didn't kick in. See that? There's ample of space in the seats. You can move back and front and adjust yourself accordingly. And the bike is really agile. I like the bike. The maneuverability is really nice. Oh shit, traffic. Coming to this has many features. It's got a quick shifter, it's got VVA. So VVA means variable valve actuation. That means there are different cam profiles. It's really technical, so let me get into the technical part. It has different cam profiles, and after 7,000 RPM, let me demonstrate VVA, right? So there's a different cam profile that kicks in and sucks in more air and fuel, and that's what gives it the 200cc power, even though it's only a 155cc. So mileage, my friend as of now is getting 43.2 because it's mentioned right there. Because he rides mostly in the city, and he does tend to, rip it every morning when he's late or something. So yeah, for that much excessive ripping of the bike, he's still getting 42, which is quite good. And the suspension's very hard. Yeah, so 43, yeah. So even after that much treatment, my friend's getting 43, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing, because you can extract the fun out of the bike and then not worry about mileage as well at the same time. This bike, it's such a short stroke motor that it can rev up to close to 12,000 RPM, and yet it has the torque in the low end, and that's what surprises me. It also comes with traction control, and there's also another mode in the LCD that is called sport mode. Oh no, not sport mode, track mode or something. So that changes your LCD in a manner where you can only see from 8,000 RPM, because in the track I don't think you're going to be maintaining somewhere like 4,000 RPM or 5,000 RPM. You're constantly going to be revving out the engine to 8,000 or 12,000, something like that. In traffic, the bike does perform good. There are a lot of jerks when you're leaving the clutch. That's only in first gear. In second gear, it's all fine. And to stay comfortable on this bike, you need to watch out for a lot of things. One, your hand should be perfectly straight, as in the brakes have to be kept a little down, and your fingers should be easily able to reach it. Same with the clutch. The levers have to be placed straight, so there's very less effort for you to put in. And the bike is very, very short. Like, I can flat foot easily, and it feels kind of awkward because it's that short. And the position is not really crammed, Like, my friend is around 6 foot tall, more than 6 foot tall, I hope, and he rides this every day without any pain, and that's really nice. And look how well the bike is balanced. Go there, thank you. The bike is balanced so good. As you saw, the quick shifter works so beautiful when the revs are high. And talking about the cruising speed of this bike, the bike comfortably cruises at around 100, 105. Beyond that, it feels like you're pushing the bike. If you're okay with the loss in mileage, then you can go somewhere up to 110 or something like that, 105. But preferably the bike sits very well at around 100 kmph. And there's a very nice road grip as well. Like right now, I take my hands off, it's terribly well balanced. Oh, one thing what I don't like about the bike is the lightweight on the highway, the stability matter. On the highway, the bike doesn't feel really stable. When you're passing trucks or anything, you feel like you're getting pushed to the right side. Otherwise, the bike just performs very nice. It's a very stable bike in the city, but on the highway you just have to constantly be careful. It's a beautiful engine. There are no vibrations. There's only a slight buzz on the clip-ons over here especially, and when you open the throttle, So yeah, depending on the rider's weight, you get to, you know, go in your own top speed. Like right now, I touch somewhere around 139 or 140. Let's round it off to 140. And it also depends heavily on aerodynamics. The whole reason why this bike has a top speed of around 150 or 155 is the aerodynamics. Right now I'm not feeling a lot of wind blast even though I'm going at 90. Back then when I was going at 100 there was a little bit of wind blast, but it was manageable, it was not really bad. So the bike's agility is what is really good. On the highway the agility comes down, but in the city it's very flickable and the brakes also perform really nice. What I don't like about the bike is the hard suspension. The RC suspension is very good, it feels quite comfortable, but this bike, it's, you know, do or die situation. You either have to give your entire effort into this or you don't. Talking about the mirrors are quite too far to adjust. Like I can't reach it, so I have to bend over and reach it. That's one thing. And the mirrors are foldable. In case you're looking for extra aerodynamics, you can fold it and you can, you know, tuck in and hit your top speed. And as I said before, the top speed all depends on your rider's weight and also how aerodynamic you are. So yeah, you do have to tuck in a lot. So the traction control in this bike is really intrusive. That can be disabled, I think. The ABS in this bike cannot be disabled. As I said, there is some feature on the TFT known as the track feature. Yeah, so that only changes, not the TFT, sorry, the LCD. So yeah, that only changes how the LCD looks, and it doesn't disable the ABS or doesn't disable the traction control and everything. Those cannot be controlled. The clutch is very, very, very light. It can be operated by one finger or two fingers, and it's a quite convenient bike, you know. And for people who want the same engine but, you know, want something that's even more torqueier, I would suggest them to go for the MT15, because in the low end I feel the MT15 has better torque, and that's all because of the chain sprocket. And the chain sprocket on this is meant for high speeds, so the MT15 tops out at around 135 or something, I presume, but this one goes all the way up to 150. Talking about how the bike looks, it looks splendid, it looks so gorgeous. And I mean, every time in R15, especially blue or silver color go past me, I have to look at it. Like, come on dude. So now talking about the engine is a liquid cooled 155cc, and the radiator has not even turned on even once in this entire run to Nice Road. It's a well refined motor, it's a well engineered machine in my opinion. So with that, I'd like to end this video. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Motor Critic. Please leave a like and do subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, let's test the suspension.